good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to be here again. My apologies on technology. I tried to get it all hooked up, but alas, apparently I don't know what I'm doing with technology. Uh, so we had to start a whole new live event on LinkedIn, but now we are on LinkedIn and we are on Facebook. And so we're going to have a great time, and we're going to learn about the guest experience and how negative reviews can actually help you and propel you forward. Come on in here. I encourage participation. I am just going to actually silence my phone here so I don't keep getting dings. I encourage participation. This is a half an hour for you. How can I help you elevate your guest experience? So please, in the comment box. Hey, Roger, it's so nice to see you. I mean, I can't see you, but I'm so glad you're on here. I feel like you're here with me. And make sure that you ask me questions, comment. I want to know what you want to know so I can help you out. I do, of course, have a bunch of notes I'm going to follow because I want to provide you incredible content. But if you want to know something different, please don't hesitate to let me know. All right, we're going to get started. We're going to get rolling. Today's topic is all about how your negative reviews are actually the answers to your test. A lot of times we fear the negative reviews. We avoid them. We get upset about them. As leaders, you bring those to meetings and you completely bring down your team for doing a bad job. So I'm going to challenge you for at least this 30 minutes, and hopefully after this 30 minutes, I'm going to challenge you to see negative reviews differently. So we're going to talk about a complete mindset shift. Hey, Kyle. Oh, thank you. I'm excited for you to be here. Thanks for being here. So we're going to switch that mindset today. Again, at least for the next 27 minutes, I want you to look at negative reviews as something positive, because the reality is those negative reviews are gold. They are the answers to the test. And what does that mean? You're like, Katie, what the heck? What does the answers to the test mean? Your customers are telling you everything they don't like. And if you cultivate a culture where you take negative reviews, which is, I'm not saying chase negative reviews, and no, negative reviews are never fun to get. However, instead of looking at them as an obstacle, look at them as an opportunity. We look at negative reviews and we instantly cringe. But as I just said, what if I told you that those reviews are your golden nuggets? Your customers are handing you the information you need to button up the experience you are providing and tailor it to them. So the question becomes, are you ready for this? Are you listening? And by listening, I mean, are you listening socially? Are you paying attention to what your customers are saying about you? Everywhere except directly. Your surveys, whether they're your OEM surveys, your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews, any reviews that you are getting, your DMs on social media, the comments on your social media, are you listening socially? I have been asked a lot about social listening lately, and it's been a major focus with my clients. Are you responding to those surveys? Are you monitoring the comments online? And are you looking at them as an obstacle rather than an opportunity? So instead of calling it social listening, because it's one thing to listen. So if you are reviewing those reviews, if you are pulling that information, if you're talking about the negative, I want you to switch social listening and talk about social reacting. Are you reacting appropriately to these reviews? And I don't mean responses online. What I mean is within your team, are you taking those golden nuggets that are there for you, the answers to the test, the things your customers are telling you that they don't like? about the experience when they're doing business with you? Are you taking that and actually changing? I'd like to know. Put an answer in the comments. Say, yes, I am. Give me a hands up. I'd love to know if you are looking at your reviews and actually using that information to activate change. Hey, Tracy, I'm so glad you're on here. Yes, they tell you, your customers tell you exactly what you need to fix. All right. So, as I said, I want you to be honest. I want you to look in the mirror. It's always about mirror moments with Katie, and Tracy knows this because she actually coined that, and I've stolen it. Mirror moments with Katie. We're going to look in the mirror, and we're going to look at our reviews and what customers are saying about you. And instead of getting upset about it, we're going to look at the opportunities. So we're going to mindset shift from obstacle to opportunity. So great reviews are nice, and they're the benchmark, sorry. They are the thing that we're after. We're after the 5 stars. 5 steps to a 5-star experiences. If anybody has heard me speak and if anybody has actually worked with me, you know we drill this in. There's 5 things you do to create that 5-star experience, and those 5 stars are what you're after, whether it's with your OEMs, CSIs, any other customer reviews, Google, Yelp, I've said them all already. You're after those 5 stars. They tell you what you did great in that time, which is awesome. And you should celebrate it. You should celebrate every 5-star review. But it's the negative reviews that reveal the gaps. They show you where you're losing trust, where loyalty is leaking. And if you're humble enough to listen, they tell you exactly how to win customers back. Tracy says here, we rely heavily on our reviews to point us in the right direction, and we are working on reacting and improving them. Teaching not to justify, but to change behavior. That's fabulous, Tracy, because that's what they're there for. You need to treat these negative reviews, these customer comments, as learning opportunities. 5-star reviews in a 3-star industry. Amen, Roger. We are after the 5-star reviews. The idea here is that you want to go beyond what the good is telling you, and you want to learn from that opportunity. If you get that negative feedback, you want to find ways to prevent it from happening again. And if with all the positive ones, you want to find ways to make sure that that continues. Y'all, I know you spend a ton of money on marketing just to get customers to notice you, right? We talked about this last week, how the main objective of a business is to get and keep customers. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. If you don't keep customers, your business will go under. So your main objective is to get and keep customers. And so you spend a ton of money on marketing to these people to get them through the door. Don't waste that investment by not considering social reacting. Don't waste that investment by not looking at the negative gaps and finding the opportunity to change, grow, and develop. I was and this is where this topic came from. I was with a dealer group, which is a client of mine, and we were on our regular phone call, which we meet weekly and sometimes bi-weekly, depending on the schedule of the group. And we were talking about the test drive. We were talking about how they have negative reviews around the test drive. Now, we've created non-negotiable standards. They know exactly what they have to execute. They are focusing on just the test drive for the month. And it was brought to light that there's an incredible, amazing company called Podium that I am so excited to be partnered with for the Now Summit. And if y'all don't know about the Now Summit, I'm gonna stop right here because I want you all to check it out. It's the Now Summit's happening October 7th and 8th. It is unlike anything that has ever happened in the automotive industry. And I can honestly say that because we are bringing outside customer experience experts to teach you, because the reality is, just like Roger said, customers expect a 5-star experience in a 3-star industry. So we're going to bring the outside customer experience experts in to teach you how to elevate that experience. And then we're going to break down the customer journey and have you walk away with the start of a brand experience playbook. So everything I'm talking about now, we are going to uncover together and give you the tools and the systems and the processes to have that mindset switch. Anyway, check it out. Nowisnotnegotiable.com/summit. If you're not attending, you are missing out. And it's exactly why we created the summit, is because there is this mental block in the automotive industry. We know the customer experience is important. We know that we need to work on it, but we don't want to do the work. We don't feel like it. And so we have to start focusing on the most important thing. And the most important thing is your customer. Customer experience is your true and only real revenue source. It is the only real revenue fulfilling department. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business, you have no revenue. All right, I've digressed. I have some comments here. Premier loves Podium. Yes, Podium's incredible. So going right back to the story of my dealer group. So we're talking, and the COO says, we're going to pull all of our 4-star and under Podium reviews, and we're going to pull them from Podium. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take those reviews, we're going to feed them into ChatGPT. And this is where I think AI is brilliant, because it helps you amalgamate information. It helps you spit out strategy, which is incredible. It, at this point, doesn't interfere with that human interaction. So I love it from that point of view. Anyway, so we are pulling all of that and we're asking ChatGPT, 4 stars and under, where are our common themes? Where do we mess up? Where are our customers most disappointed? The answers weren't complicated. We looked at wait times, communication gap, rudeness, tone, inconsistent follow-up. And suddenly, by doing this, hundreds of scattered reviews, we had a beautiful package of opportunity. Your guests, your customers have already done the homework for you. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. All right, I'm going to ask you all a question here. If you pulled every 4-star and under review from your dealership right now, what themes do you think would pop up? I want you to drop a word in the comments. Is it wait time? Is it communication? Is it pricing? What is your guess? I want to hear from you. Drop it in. Premier loves Podium. As I said that, thank you, Tracy. You're excited to bring, yes, Tracy's bringing the entire team to the summit. Roger, I fielded all the voice of the customer for a large Buick GMC store. And over 3 years, I only received 1 review that included, "You made me feel like you cared for me." Oh my gosh, only 1? We need to change that. That's the 3-star industry of ours. So drop it in the comment box. Communication, Tracy, yes, awesome. Where do you think you have dropped the ball? Where do you think your customers believe they dropped the ball? See, if you don't have a product or a vendor or a tool like Podium, then you've got to go in and you've got to farm all your reviews. Still a very worthwhile exercise. But if you don't have that plug and play opportunity to go ahead and pull your reviews from 4 stars and under, start with your OEM surveys that you get and feed that information into ChatGPT so that you can get the underlying accumulated answers to what your customers don't like when they do business with you. See, I'm a firm believer in the platinum rule. I don't know if y'all have heard the golden rule. And if you've ever heard me speak at any point of time, I use this all the time. The golden rule, the one grandma used to preach, is treat others the way you want to be treated. Some hard, cold truth here. It doesn't work like that anymore. Your guests, your team members, the people in your life, they expect hyper personalization. It is about them. So I live by the platinum rule, and so should you. Write it down. I hope you have a notebook here with you. If not, catch the replay, but write this down. The platinum rule: treat others how they want to be treated. And that's a big shift, just like the mindset shift I'm asking you to make from these are obstacles that the guests are giving you, these negative surveys, this negative information is obstacles, to they are opportunities. This mindset shift is, it goes from it's about you to it's about your customer. Reviews are your customer telling you what they need. It's not about what you think is a good experience. The only perception that matters is your guests, period. There was a study done by Bain and Company, and I love my facts, I love my figures, but there was this study done. Bain and Company surveyed 300 organizations, and they asked if they felt like they delivered an exceptional guest experience. 80% of these organizations said, heck yeah, we do. Well, what they didn't know is that they were also surveying 3,000 of their customers, and they asked them a slightly different question. Do you feel you received an exceptional experience? Y'all, only 8% of those customers agreed with the 80% that said, yes, we do provide it. Only 8%. That's not a gap. That is a canyon. That is a huge disconnect between perception and reality. And the reality is your customers' perceptions is their reality. And if you don't face it, if you're not willing to have mirror moments and look at what your customers are telling you you need to change and then change it, then you're in that 8% where you think, sorry, you're not in the 8%, you're in the 92% that are just failing. You don't want to be the 92%. And actually, it's funny that this is the statistics, because we actually, as a team, went into 25 dealerships last week. And out of 25 dealerships, only 2 greeted my team members that went in to these dealerships. Only 2 out of 25. We are asking customers to spend 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 plus dollars on a vehicle, and we can't greet them. I guarantee you, when you pull your 4 stars and unders, you are going to see that they weren't greeted, they weren't communicated with, they weren't talked to. And if they were rude or rushed or transactional, that they didn't listen. Again, that is gold. Shift your mindset from those are obstacles to those are opportunities. Okay, we have some comments here. I'm going to read some of them. Tracy says, responding to every review, good or bad, with a quick acknowledgement and offline follow-up is so important. Thanking them for the information is even more important. It shows your customers that you are paying attention. Explain what you're going to do it, then tell them in detail that you did it. That's from Roger. Fantastic. The secret is a quick response that emphasizes you care. Customers choose you based off of how you make them feel. Period. End of story. 79% of your customers are going to leave you for the competition based off of experience alone. That experience. Now, there's a difference between transaction and interaction. There's a difference between customer service and customer experience. Customer service is an exchange, money for goods. A customer experience, you actually evoke an emotion in a human. It impacts the way they feel and they remember. Customers are after the experience. There's so much competition out there, y'all. So much. While price, okay, matters a little bit and quality matters a little bit and brand matters a little bit, the thing that's going to separate you from the competition is you and the experience you provide. And it is high time we start looking at those reviews, the answers to the test, and start making a change. Start actually delivering the platinum experience where you're delivering an experience that your customers want to receive. All right, so we have about 8 minutes left in this live, and I don't want to leave you without some how-to strategies. So y'all ready? Do you have your notebook? Write them down. Here we go. All right, the first step is to pull your reviews. All right, I want you to do that today, now. Now is non-negotiable. We are the name of the game with now is non-negotiable to stop negotiating with your future success of your clients, the future success of your business, to stop negotiating with the guest experience. And you're going to act now. So when we get off this live, I want you, whether it's you doing the task or you delegating the task, I want you to do it now, today. I don't know why you would wait. All right, we want to pull your reviews, 4 stars and under. Then we want you to analyze them. You can use AI, you can read through them and highlight keywords like rude, transactional, didn't feel cared for, lack of communication, inconsistent, all the negative words that come out of these reviews that pop out of you, highlight them. And then I want you to aggregate them. Hopefully, you'll use some form of AI to help you do this, to make it simple for yourself. But if not, do it the manual way. You want to find out what your guests want different. Then I want you to turn those negatives into a positive. Opportunity or obstacle to opportunity. I want you to start talking about the ways you can make a difference. The negative into a positive. You're going to talk to your team starting tomorrow at your huddle, and you're going to say, today is the day we're going to start non-negotiable standards, and we are going to have great communication. We are going to smile with every guest. We're going to have eye contact. We're going to slow the process down and listen. Whatever it is your guests are saying, you want to do the opposite so that you can provide an experience that they want to be a part of. So you're going to pull the reviews, you're going to analyze them, and you're going to turn them into non-negotiables. And that's how you transform trust, y'all. That's how you stop guessing. You don't need to guess at the guest experience. And you can start delivering what your customers actually want. Let me ask you this. If your CSI score went up 20 points in the next quarter, what would that mean for your store? If your CSI score went up upwards of 20 points in the next quarter, we're in the last quarter of the year, what would that mean for your store? I know CSI is a revenue generating department right now. I know that OEMs are paying for higher CSI. So I know that not only will you have more trust with your customers, more loyalty, more repeat business, more retention, you're also going to make more money, more revenue. Higher customer loyalty equals higher revenue. But what's the biggest win for you? Think about it. Write it down in the chat right now. Tell me, what's the biggest win for you? If your CSI scores went up double digits in the last quarter of the year because you decided to do what was uncomfortable and to do the thing you didn't feel like doing by pulling the reviews and looking yourself in the mirror and your team in the mirror and turning those negatives into a positive and creating non-negotiable standards, what would that mean for you? Write them down. If I gave you the answers to those tests, how do you think your loyalty would grow? You don't have to guess anymore. That's your framework. Step 1. And it's your homework, framework and homework. Step 1, pull all your reviews, 4 and under. Step 2, analyze them and find the common threads. Step 3, turn those common threads into positives and non-negotiable standards. And then talk about them, coach them, develop those standards, and be that broken record. Do the thing you don't feel like doing and watch your experience shift. This is the work we'll be diving into at the Now Summit. So yes, I want you there. If you have heard anything today, you need to hear this. Your customer experience, the customer experience you are delivering is your tiebreaker. And yes, Tracy, I stole that from you. The tiebreaker, the thing that's going to set you apart from your competition. It's not your make. It's not your brand. It's not the model. It's not your financing rates or your leasing rates. People will pay more for a better experience. You can make price irrelevant. It's the experience. It's how you make your guests feel. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Get yourself to the Now Summit. You're going to learn so much. It's happening October 7th and 8th. And we're going to go through all of the strategies. You're going to not only walk away with a start of a brand experience playbook, but you are going to walk away with nuggets upon nuggets and action items on how to actually change the experience. You'll also be put into a group, a private group that's going to hear from me every week for 90 days so that you can actually take what you learned and put it into action and sustain it. October 7th and 8th. nowsnotnegotiable.com/summit. And we want to give you that blueprint for higher CSI, more trust, and a culture that your customers rave about. All right, y'all. That's all she wrote today. I promised 30 minutes and we are 1 minute too. So if you have any questions, drop them in. I will answer these questions for the next, and I'll stay on just a little bit as well. I want you to drop any questions in here, questions, comments. I'm happy to answer them. Kyle, be transparent and show you care. Yes, Kyle, be transparent and show you care. And Tracy, isn't this a great idea? The ChatGPT to funnel your reviews? I love this. You're jumping on it now because you make now non-negotiable. Premier does that. And Tracy, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Great session. I'm glad you're learning bite-sized pieces. They're only 50% of your business. Oh, we'll do the comment before. Roger says, especially women, we notice everything 1,000%. The next live or a couple lives from now, I'll do everything on the women. And they do represent more than 50% of your business. So you do need to take care. Well, I wish you all the very best a day. I hope you find something incredible to look for. I hope you take the reviews that are given to you, and I hope you see the opportunities. Really, really important to know that you do not have to guess anymore. And I can't wait to see you at the Now Summit. Reach out, go online, check us out. Most importantly, your success is on the other side of I don't feel like it. To gain those results, you got to do the things you don't want to do. All right. Have the best day, y'all.